Well, hello, this is Diana, and this is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I am helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend any limitations you may have. So today, I'm going to make a video on relationships. It's been a while since I made a video on relationships. Today, the topic of video is the top 2 things that destroy relationships. Number 1, it's your ego. Your ego. So, remember, our ego wants to keep us safe, protected, doesn't want us to get hurt, right? Likes to keep us in a little box, keeps what's comfortable, right? And also, sometimes even being comfortable means sometimes pain is comfortable. Sometimes we grew up with parents maybe dysfunctional, or maybe we had a traumatic experience when we were younger, or even a past relationship where you're heartbroken. So it stores that in our subconscious mind, right? And then sometimes we act that way. Sometimes we even self-sabotage our own relationships, right? How many times has a relationship ended, or something maybe was going to go somewhere, maybe you're dating somebody, and because of your ego, maybe you're at the stage like, oh, I'm not going to call him, he needs to call me first, or like maybe you got in an argument, or maybe you didn't talk to them for a while, and you're actually really interested in them, but they didn't talk to you, you had all these rules, like, oh, they didn't contact me after this many days, or whatever. We get our ego sometimes, and I've been there too, trust me, I speak on my videos from experience, right? So a lot of times our ego gets in the way. A lot of times it could be a really good relationship and your ego literally just got in the way. When the ego senses anything of, I could be hurt, or maybe it's a trigger from an experience in the past. Maybe you had a guy ghost you in the past. Maybe you had someone you really liked, they cheat on you, right? So sometimes we want to keep our ego in check. So our ego also doesn't want to be vulnerable, right? Because of our ego, sometimes we won't be vulnerable. Sometimes we won't express how we really feel. Sometimes we won't really act the way we want to act. We want to go text the person first. We want to go reach out to them, see how they're doing, spin them off. But you have these rules in your head. Your ego's like, oh, I don't want to get rejected. I don't want to get ignored, right? So sometimes you won't reach out to them, or you won't tell them how you really feel. Or maybe you saw a picture with them with someone else, and you weren't really together, and then your ego got hurt, right? You're like, oh, they're dating someone else, hey, or, once again, your ego wants to feel safe and protected, right? So you kind of just stop talking to them or ignore them. What do you think number 2 is? Lack of communication. Why do we not communicate how we feel and what we mean? A lot of times it's because of our ego. A lot of times it has to do with that. Sometimes we are afraid if we express how we feel, we're going to get rejected. Or that if we be our real authentic self, express what we really want, that we're going to be rejected, we're going to be hurt, we're going to think we're too much, we're too crazy, we're too needy and stuff like that. All those are programming beliefs. A lot of it's from trauma from the past. And when I say trauma, that could just mean, it could be anything. Trauma could be from past relationships, could be seeing your parents, situations with your parents, could be really anything. So I want to ask you though, I've been in a situation too, right, where I've been in relationships where I let them go way too long. I used to be a lot of dysfunctional relationships, codependent relationships, all that. But I've done a lot of inner work on myself, and for a long time, I was with somebody for a while, and I didn't say how I really felt. And mainly because I didn't want to get rejected, and I knew the person was with another girl at one point. Or I'm not saying you need to go say everything right away, right? But my ego definitely ruined some relationships. Some of them I actually felt stronger than I said, than I really did. And then maybe they moved on, or someone else, because but maybe had I expressed myself, maybe it could have gone farther, maybe not. A lot of times I would have my guards up, right? Or sometimes I would get too close to somebody, then I would, the intimacy was too much, and sometimes I would self-sabotage it, or I've done the ghosting myself, I've done both ways. And I hate to use the word ghosting, because sometimes things are just going on in people's lives. Sometimes you just don't talk to them overall. It doesn't, is it really ghosted? Sometimes we throw that term so freely, but what's considered just because someone didn't talk to you for a week, and did you even communicate what you were? And the communication is very important, because if you don't even communicate what you are, can you get mad at that person for being with someone else, maybe contact you all, if you aren't even together, or if you didn't even set the expectations? A lot of times we're too afraid to communicate. We don't want to get hurt, seem like we're too much or anything, but you deserve to have your needs met. After a certain amount of time, I think you should communicate what you're looking for, your needs, how you feel. And if you really love somebody, I know it's hard to say that. I could never say that. I would be like, oh my God, the L word, freak out, right? Because I was scared of that. A lot of it was because of my parents. I saw how their marriage was, but also how I saw friends, and I had been hurt before, cheated on. So I was afraid to say that. But you know what hurts more? It hurts more when you don't say how you really feel. When you actually just go on and you wish you would have said something, or wonder what would happen if I said something. I would rather say what I think and be rejected, or not or maybe not reciprocated, and at least know how they feel and see where I'm at, rather than go on wondering, suppressing how I feel when I really feel stronger. Or even the opposite way around. Also, it goes the opposite way, right? Leading someone on. you should rather just tell someone you're not interested in them rather than lean them on just for your own selfish needs, or just because you don't know how to say no, you don't want to hurt the person. Actually, it goes both ways, right? That actually hurts the person more when you don't tell them. But I know we have different reasons why we do what we do. Our ego has something to do with it. Sometimes we have abandonment issues, right? We don't want to feel like we're abandoned by somebody, so we'll not express our feelings because we're afraid if we say too much, we might scare them, they might run away. But like I said, like I hear in videos, you're kind of just abandoning yourself when you're not being true to yourself. We need to be true to ourselves. Say what you mean, communicate what you want, communicate what you're feeling. And it might be kind of scary, but you know what? The right person won't reject you when you say how you feel. And you know what? And just because you say how you feel, someone doesn't reciprocate it now, doesn't mean it can never be, It's all about timing, right? But it's at least good. It could change into something else in the future, but you should want to know where you're at with that person and see how they feel and what they're thinking. Sometimes what they say and what they're saying isn't really matching how they're acting, right? So also how they're acting, and you can sometimes you can just read the energy. You can kind of know if it's there or it's not. But I think it's just really important, man. Through my struggles, I've wasted years with people that, on one end, I should have let go of because I was trying to be nice. I want to keep in my life, and I want them for certain reasons, but not the other. But I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. But I also had the opposite, where I let good people go because I didn't express how I feel because I was too afraid to get hurt or rejected. But really, I just hurt myself in the long run because then I was left wondering, like, what if? And I rather regret doing something than not doing something. And you'd be surprised. Maybe we always have bad expectations. Like, what if it actually went better than you thought? We always think the worst case scenario. What if you express how you feel and it actually turned out better than you thought? And they accept it and they did reciprocate it. Or maybe they got kind of scared at first, but maybe they think about it later and they realize that, hey, this person is a good person. Maybe I would want to be with them. But, like I say, the right person will never reject you. Or it could be the timing too, right? Maybe the timing isn't right, but saying how you feel, man, it's kind of scary. Once you do it, you'll feel more empowered. You'll feel like more confident and know what you want, what you don't want. And then you'll kind of meet someone that's more in alignment with you. That is, you deserve to have someone that's emotionally available that reciprocates what you want. And just know you're worthy. And, we need to stop letting our ego get in the way so much. The ego can ruin a very good connection. Sometimes we do trauma bonding, right? Sometimes we ruin a good connection because of our ego. We're too scared of rejection. We have fear of getting hurt. We need to break through the fear. Just be yourself. Be authentic. And the right person will not reject you. And the right person is in alignment with your life. You'll meet them at the right time. Don't try to force it so much. Kind of just let things flow and just see where it goes. Be authentic. Things will flow to you. The right things will flow into your life. That's all I have for today. If you like my content, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I also have our Facebook group and Instagram and a TikTok. The links are in my profile and in my video description. Have a good day, everybody. Namaste.